Hey guys, video number 3. You know, we're going to keep going here as long as you guys keep liking this stuff. So here we go again. Back a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually, we were living in an apartment in Pigeon. And we had a bunch of cats. One of our adult cats had just had kittens. And our 2 male cats liked to try and get out of the door. Outside of our apartment was a long hallway, and there were steps downstairs, and then that led outside. But they liked to play in the hallway. So whenever anybody came over, they'd sit there by the door and wait for them to leave and try and sneak out. Well, one specific night, our oldest daughter's real father came over to pick her up, and he's standing there by the door, and the cats are standing there, sitting there staring at the door. And as my wife's walking by to go get our daughter her clothes so she can go stay the night, she turns and yells, "Get away from the door!" She walks through, goes to the kids' room to get clothes. She comes walking out, and there sits Phil on the couch, hands crossed, being all quiet, like a good little boy. And my wife comes out and says, "What are you doing?" "You told me to get away from the door." "I was talking to the cats, you idiot." Some people, man, some people, I swear, I wonder, you know, how they were brought up, because some people just need a brain. Back when I was young, teenager, the first time my stepdad ever met one of my best friends, you all know him, Rodney, he got me out of a real tight jam. We had come back over to my mom's house to ask if I could go stay the night over at Rodney's parents', and when I walked in, I was just so happy. We had a fun night planned, you know, we were going to go play basketball, play video games, whatever, and I was just kind of happy. Well, when I walk in, my mother thought I was so excessively happy that I was high on something. So I'm sitting there having this argument with my mom. "I'm not high, Mom, I'm just happy. We were having fun, you know, having a good time." And she's like, "No, you're on something, and you're not going anywhere until you admit to me what you're on." You know, and there sits my stepdad, which she had just started dating at this time, so this is making a real good impression on him. And so Rodney, standing outside in the hallway, hears all this and decides to save my butt. So he takes his hands and he acts like they're a gun and acts like he's the SWAT team or the police or whatever. He kicks the doors in. He kicks in the door and says, "Everybody on the ground!" And he runs in, hides behind the wall, and we're all standing there going, "What in the world?" I'm going, "Oh God, he's going to get me grounded for the rest of my life." He comes out from the side of the wall, says, "Stay right there," to my future stepdad, dives over the couch, smacks his face on the coffee table. I thought he knocked himself out because he's laying there so still. Next thing you know, he jumps up, "This place is clear," back over the couch and runs out the door. My mom looks at me and says, "Okay, you're not on anything, you can go ahead and go." Now, like I said, this was the first time ever my stepdad had seen Rodney. Quite an adventure, quite a good impression. When I was working at the Shell station in Pigeon, I decided to pull a prank on my supervisor, and it didn't fare too well for me, but it was funny nonetheless. One night I had terrible gas. I was eating dill pickle chips all night, and I was releasing gas from my backside, and it was bad. And so she was in the office, which is probably no bigger than anybody's bathroom. It was a small office, and she's eating lunch, and I went in there and sat down and talked to her, and I'm like, "How you doing?" You know, blah blah. And she's like, "Good." She had no idea what was going to happen next. I ripped a fart and ran out the office and slammed the door and held it shut with her in there. It stunk so bad. She came out and went straight to the bathroom and threw up. And everybody was laughing. Everybody thought it was funny until I came into work the next day. I got suspended for 5 days without pay. So, but, you know, it was worth it. It was worth the story. Trust me, it was. Back again, another adventure with my friend Rodney. We were playing football. As kids, we had great imaginations, and we decided to make a 3-on-3 football league. And we were playing one of our games the one night, and it was getting dark outside. And it was to the point to where if the football was coming at you, it had to be almost right in front of your face for you to see it. So Rodney comes up with the shoe play. And the shoe play was, he was quarterback and I was going to run out for a pass. And when he threw me his shoe, I was going to drop it like it was the ball. Act all upset that I missed the pass, everybody starts walking back for the next play, and then I take off running and he throws the actual ball to me. I catch it, run for a touchdown. So we run the play. Works to perfection. I drop the shoe, everybody starts walking back. I take off running. He throws me the ball and I'm laughing because everybody's like, what's going on? What in the world? And he throws the ball at me. I'm laughing so hard. I tripped over my own feet, face first into the ground. Ball hits me in the back of the head while I'm laying on the ground. Had I not started laughing and quagmire giggity gooing, I would have caught the ball, had a touchdown, would have worked perfection, but it just wasn't in the cards for me. We had went to a basketball tournament one year back when it was just the Hacker in Pigeon, and they had an 8-foot rim division. And we were all excited because we could all dunk. Well, so one of my friends had asked, you know, can we dunk during the games? And the guy says, yeah, you can dunk. And he says, well, can we hang on the rims? He says, if you hang on the rim and you break it off the backboard, you can take the rim home with you. And we just all kind of chuckled, you know, we thought it was some big joke. We're walking to our court, and we're all talking about it, laughing like, yeah, right, yeah, right. Well, here comes this men's division team walking from over this way from this other court, and they're holding trophies in one hand, and one guy from their team has a trophy in one hand and a rim in the other. And we're like, no way. We walked up, asked him, sure enough, last point of the game, he dunked it, ripped the rim off, and they said, well, there you go. So he got to take not only the trophy for winning first place, but he got to take the rim with him. It was no joke, it was true. And my last and final story for you today is, aside from doing, you know, these videos, and aside from anything else that I do a little paranormal investigating on the side. And one of our very first investigations, we had went out to a cemetery, and like idiots, we went out there when it was already pitch black out. We didn't go out there and scout it out during the day or nothing. We didn't know the lay of the land. And this cemetery is out in the middle of nowhere, and it's surrounded by nothing but woods and nothingness. So we get out, and you know, I had experienced some things in the past, but you know, nothing like what I was about to encounter. We get out of the vehicle, me and my two partners, and they're following me because, of course, who wouldn't? I mean, look at me. I'm a big guy. You know, they think nobody's going to mess with him, so if anything messes with him, we're gone. You know, we're out. So I'm in front, and as I'm walking, recording on my video camera, this black shadow runs in front of me, and it just, I couldn't believe what I just saw. And I freaked out, and I turned around and I ran back to the vehicle. And as I'm running, these two turn around and run, and my brother-in-law falls in the ditch. Falls in the ditch. I didn't know. I'm in the vehicle. My other partner's in the vehicle. I'm like, where's he? I don't know. He finally crawls in the van. He was in the ditch. The other guy didn't even help him up. I didn't know because I was on the other side of the vehicle. But, you know, the guy could have at least helped him up. No, man, I'm out. You know, the ghost can take you. It can eat you and take you wherever it's going. I'm out. I'm safe. So, you know, we ended up staying, catching some really good evidence, of which, you know, I will post later on a different website. But, you know, still another funny story, still another great time. Hope you guys enjoyed this installment. Hope you guys keep coming back for more, because I got plenty more where this all came from. God bless. We'll see you next time.